What's up everyone, I'm VenomousStare. What you're watching is Overwatch, some of my gameplay, but what we're going to be talking about today is the Carolina Panthers and their ineptitude in general and how I think Ron Rivera suspending Cam Newton was the incorrect decision. So, if you don't know much about the Carolina Panthers, essentially their entire team is revolving around Cam Newton, their star quarterback who won the MVP award. And this season he's been doing a little bit of a style change. Now, he's gone from someone who focuses a lot on running and this hybrid style of quarterback where he's pretty much just as much of a threat to run as he is to pass, to more of a pass-focused pocket passer. And that really hasn't been working out very well for the Panthers, and he's been injured a little bit, but he still is very much so the core of their offense. Now, the Carolina Panthers traveled to Seattle, which is a very hard place to play, and they opened the game without Cam Newton. They had their backup, Derek Anderson, in. Now, Derek Anderson probably has about 5% of the talent that Cam Newton has. Derek Anderson is a guy who is a thorough backup through and through. He's not really someone who has the ability to start at the NFL level, whereas, of course, Cam Newton is someone who has perplexed defensive coordinators and has led his team to playoff victories. So why was Derek Anderson starting? Well, it was because the Carolina Panthers coach, Ron Rivera, saw that Cammy Newton wasn't wearing a tie during the team flight, and he decided that that was grounds to suspend Newton for, I don't really know, I guess it could have been a play, a drive, a fucking quarter. I don't know how long Ron Rivera expected to have his best player sitting on the bench in a game that was a must-win for his team in a stadium that was extremely momentum-based and hard to mount comebacks in. Maybe he was sending some sort of message that even though the season has been a complete farce and he's being humiliated at every single turn and his defense is being lit up and his offense can't seem to get anything going, that dress code is really the priority. And he comes out with the statement that, well, I suspended Newton, but it's just because I'm being fair, you know? I'm just going to treat all my players the same. And to me, this reeks of holier-than-thou stupidity, this kind of dipshit, idiotic idea that, yeah, I'll just treat everyone the same and I'll be fair. Let me tell you, Ron, what people want are wins. People want to see a decent product on the field. They don't give a shit what Cam Newton wears. The guy's in the most ludicrous garb every time we see him in a press conference. And he has these dumbass looks and these apologetic statements every game after some awful, inept loss against a team that's absolutely terrible after a season where the Carolina Panthers went all the way to the Super Bowl. People are tired of it. The last thing they want to see in a game that is already very hard to win and desperately momentum focused and based is fucking Derek Anderson on a bootleg throwing to Mike Tolbert. Why are either one of those players part of your opening play, the play that you've had literally 5 days to figure out? You know what your opening play is going to be. Hell, he probably has an idea about what his entire opening drive sequence is going to be. And Ron Rivera says, well, the team's been an embarrassment the entire year. I'll put in old Derek Anderson and he'll throw to Tolbert. Neither one of those players are even top 5 within skill position talent on the Carolina Panthers. Fozzie Whitaker, Stewart, Cam Newton, Kelvin Benjamin, and Ted Ginn are all superior to those two players as far as starting an explosive play or trying to get an offense moving. So for Ron Rivera to not only pull Cam Newton for however long he planned on doing it was idiotic, but for him to call that play and the opening play, which of course led to an interception and a laughable rout of the Carolina Panthers, was a terrible idea. And let me just address some things. Yes, the Panthers have a lot of injuries. Kuechly, the defensive end, the safety, and of course Norman being gone was really looks like a terrible decision now because the Panthers defense has 2 rookies in the secondary, and they've gone from being a phenomenal passing defense to one of the very worst in the entire league. But every team has injuries. That's not an excuse to go from winning 15 freaking games to being horrifically bad. The offense has been very bad. Kelvin Benjamin has been gone. Fozzie Whitaker has been gone. Ted Ginn Jr., who had many touchdowns last year, has been gone. The Carolina Panthers have looked bad, and I think Ron Rivera's coaching against the Seattle Seahawks is a great example of another mistake that the Panthers made and a great symbol of the failure that they have brought to the table this season. Subscribe for more.